Okay. Hi everyone, it's Emily C. I am back with that Pinterest video that I promised all of you I think a week ago at this point. I don't know. Time has no meaning for me anymore. It's day, it's night. I don't know what day of the week it is. I don't know what date it is. Well, I do kind of know what date. Nope, maybe I just know the month. Anyways, I'm sure there are plenty of you out there who are feeling much more tired than I am right now. But you guys, thank you for joining me for this video. I hope it's just like a nice little mindless thing you can turn on in the background and zone out to. Think of it as white noise. But for those of you who are here who actually are very curious, I'm also hoping that this will answer some of your questions about Pinterest. Okay, so to start off, what is Pinterest? It's a website and an app. It's a place where you can go and gather together all of your favorite things to see in one area. I'm trying to think of a good analogy for it, and it's basically like that board you put in your kitchen where you tack up all the stuff that you want to remember from one specific thing, or you organize it in certain ways. Like this corner is grocery shopping list, this corner is family pictures, this side is funny cutouts from the newspaper. So it's a place for you to go and organize a whole bunch of different things that you see, and everything on Pinterest is called a pin. Typically you're thinking about photos, funny videos, recipes, craft instructions, whatever you can think of, it's probably on there. And you're going to pin all these different things to individual boards so you can go back and reference them at a later time. So step one to getting Pinterest is always going to be, at least on an iPad or an iPhone, you go to the App Store and you go to search, bottom right corner, magnifying glass, tap where it says games, apps, stories, and more, and you put in Pinterest. And you can just start typing pin, and it should pop up. I'm going to tap on that first option there. And Pinterest is the one that you see on the right side of my screen here, the white logo with the red circle and the white P inside it. So for you, your button's probably going to say Get. Mine says Update since I already have it downloaded on here, but if yours says Get, tap Get. If it asks you for your Apple ID and password, put those in. You'll wait for the little loading bar that starts off as nothing and then slowly becomes a blue circle around the little stop sign to load all the way. Once it's done, it should say open, and that's how you know you're ready to go. All right, so Pinterest is over here on mine. Now, when you open up Pinterest for the first time, you're gonna have something a little different. Your screen's gonna ask you to sign in. You'll want to use either your Facebook account, an email address, or I think Google is the other option to sign up with. Whichever of those you feel most comfortable with, go right ahead. But to use Pinterest, you do need to create an account. There's no way around that. So once you have an account and you've signed in, you are pretty much good to go. Now, this is my work Pinterest. So for those of you who actually come in the building on a regular basis, you probably see the chalkboard signs that are outside in our little glassed-in foyer. All my ideas come from Pinterest, and I just copy word for word what most of them say. There are some pretty funny ones on here, so definitely, go around and look up like funny chalkboards or bookstore chalkboards. I think those are what I look at when I'm looking for ideas. But okay, let's go through the different areas on here that are going to be useful for you to get started. So like I said, pretty much anything and everything is on Pinterest for you to save to later to one of your boards. So when you get started, your account isn't going to have any boards. You're going to have to start making them as you go along. And as you do that, Pinterest will put up suggestions for you. So what you see right here is my For You page. So based on things that I've looked at previously, it is showing me stuff that it thinks I would be interested in, along with a lot of ads. It's kind of frustrating, but you get used to ignoring them. So that will populate as you go along, and you can always force it to refresh if you want to. The other things that you can see on Pinterest, if you tap on Today, They have different boards that pop up each day that you can go through and look at. So they have some nice ones on COVID-19, how to slow the spread, quote of the day. I like that one. May your coffee be strong and your Monday be short. National Scrabble Day, quiche recipes. Like I said, there is a bunch of stuff on here, and recipes is one of the great things that Pinterest is good for. You find a lot of different ones on here, and if you actually tap on a pin, most of the time they link out to a actual website, so you can always check the source of where something's coming from and get some more details. So for a quiche recipe, you might actually have to tap on the picture to get the actual recipe itself. Oh, that looks good. Getting hungry. All right, so that's the today area. I'm gonna skip around a little bit because following won't come in until later. Now, let's say you want to search for something on Pinterest. You're just kind of sitting on your couch right now and you're like, well, let me see if they actually do have everything. We're gonna tap on the magnifying glass. If you're looking at my screen, at the bottom center of the screen, you see that little magnifying glass icon, second one in from the left. Tap on that. And then up at the top where it says search, you can tap on search. You can see I was doing some testing earlier to see what was going on. And recipes, puppies, kittens, I'm pretty predictable. Let's do kittens again. So kittens, and I'm gonna search. Ta-da! I have 50,000 kittens that I can look at. Now let's say I want to refine this search. Pinterest has this really cool feature where it gives you options at the top underneath that search bar with suggested things to look for. So let's say I am looking for fluffy kittens, and it adds fluffy to my search. Now you can keep on doing this as long as you want and see where it takes you. You can go down a rabbit hole doing that. Oh, they're cute. And you don't have to go back between searches if you want to. That's just a personal preference of mine. You can look up, like I said, just about anything. It does have your recent searches there. Pro tip, this is a really great app and site for anyone who is left-handed and trying to do a craft, because I know finding left-handed instructions for crafts is so hard sometimes. Everything is for a right-handed person's world. And as a lefty myself, Pinterest has been amazing for helping teach myself how to crochet. So if you're looking for crafty things and you are a left-handed individual, Pinterest is your friend. That's looking for pins. Now let's say I want to save a pin. Now like I said, you're gonna have to make boards. But if you already have boards made, you're just gonna hit save and pick a board. If you don't have boards made, you're gonna hit save and then create board. And what that's gonna do is let you name it, add people to it. If you have friends on Pinterest, you can add them to the board so they can add their own things to it if they want to. Or you can toggle on this little option to keep the board secret. And what that does is it prevents it from being publicly listed on your profile. All right, so I'm gonna add this to kittens. Yeah, and there it goes, saved to kittens. All your boards live here on your page. So if you're looking at my screen, bottom of the screen, to the right side of it, very far right icon, that little person, that is where all your boards are. So you can toggle between looking at your boards or looking at your pins, depending on which one you want to see. So I've saved a couple of chalkboard signs recently and kittens. You can tap into any of the boards, check them out. They have this great feature of find more ideas, which changes based on what you save. So if I started saving like only orange kittens, it's gonna show me only orange kittens going forward or things similar. Let's see if I can make it do it. I'm gonna save only calico kittens. See how smart it is. Calico kitten. Where's another? Oh, it's a puppy. That's a very cute one. Where's a calico kitten? Okay, so now if I force it to refresh, more ideas. See how it kind of updated to match a little bit better, that it knows that I want calico kittens for this board, maybe over white kittens. All right, So 2 ways to get to that add more area. You can scroll down and go to find more ideas, or you can go to more ideas up at the top there within the board. Either way, you're ready to go. And if you want to add pins from the more ideas, you just do the little plus sign as you've been watching me do. And that will save it to the board you're in. All right, now let's say I want to delete a board. See, I'm done with it. I don't need to see it anymore. I'm gonna do this one. Tap and hold, edit, which is that little pencil icon. Scroll down, delete board. You're gonna say delete forever if you want, or, oh, mine's archive. I'm gonna unarchive it. Give me a second. Go back, tap and hold, edit, archive. So archive will make you, it'll prevent you from getting recommendations on that For You page based on that board. You can also merge the board if you want, but in this case I'm gonna delete it. So delete it, it's gone forever. Now the pins themselves are not gone forever from Pinterest. They are out there floating on other people's boards, so that's something to keep in mind. If you're deleting your board, you are not deleting other people's pins that they have created. You don't have to worry about that. And that's essentially Pinterest. So let's do a quick rundown one more time. You get Pinterest, you sign in using Facebook, your email, what have you. You start making up your boards. You can use this little plus sign if you want to create a board or create your own pin. You make your board, and then you start adding things to it using the search feature, which is the magnifying glass. So kittens, cutest. I tap on the pin that I want to pin. I tap on save. I tap on the correct board that I want to save it to, and it is done. You guys, Pinterest is such a fun website, and I could honestly just look at it for hours on end because there's so much on here and people are so creative. It's really, really fun. If you have time, definitely go through and just give yourself a minute to create a board of things that you like to look at or things that you enjoy. It's really very customizable, very flexible. So that's all there is to pinning. Is there anything else you should know about it? You can share your boards. You tap, and it's this little one, little tray with the arrow pointing up. So you can copy the link, you can mail it, whatever you want to do. Oh, actually, following, before I go, that's one, following. We didn't talk about that. So let's say that you know your friends are on Pinterest and you want to follow them to see what they are doing and what kind of boards they are putting up. I wonder if... New Boston Public Library. There we go. All right. So you can look at their boards. Say you want to follow them, you tap on follow. You are now following. That will pop up for you under this following tab. So all the people that you are following will be here and you can see their activity as you go along. I actually don't know if that was the actual Boston Public Library, so I'm not gonna follow it. And that's Pinterest. That's all there is to it. If you've got any questions, feel free to give us a call or an email. We are able to answer both of those from home. We have staff who are taking turns every day remotely checking those, so we will be in touch with you. There just may be a tiny bit of a delay. So please bear with us while we figure out how to work this in the most efficient and best way. We really, really appreciate all your patience. All right, that's Pinterest. That's this episode. I think I've said that about 500 times at this point. I'm tired, you guys. It's winding down towards the end of my day, so I hope this video was useful for you. Again, brooksfreelibrary@clamsnet.org is what you want to email if you'd like to request a specific how-to video or book a librarian video. whichever works for you. We can make it public like these, or I can just do an individualized one and send it to you if you'd like. You can also find links for all of our other videos on our YouTube page. Just look up Brooks Free Library. And if you are interested in the self-care mini-series, please head on over to brooksfreelibrary.org and then click on self-care mini-series. It's on the red ribbon. It's, I think, the third icon in. It might not be, but you'll see it there. It's got links to everything, to Carrie's wonderful, wonderful, wonderful photo album. She is a very talented photographer that we have on staff. So you can look at her pictures. You can listen to the music from the Songs for Tough Times playlist, which you are more than welcome to submit songs for. You can participate in the recipe swap. We're making a little bit of we're making a tiny cookbook for those of you who submit recipes to it, which thank you so much if you have already. And there's also links to all of our videos that we've made for the self-care mini-series so far. There are going to be more, so keep an eye out on that page, on our social media, Brooks Free Library on Facebook, and 739 Brooks Free Library on Instagram. All right, that's it. I've rambled at you so long. I am sorry. Have a great day, everyone. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you soon.